Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Achilles. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. So, the world is too full with people who don't think that their issues are attended by politicians. And the world is too full with people who don't think that their voices are heard or matter. And that is not how it should be. So the IYTT was started in 2019 with three main goals. Trying to contribute to democratization where there are no democracy. Trying to contribute to democracy renewal where there is a democracy formally, but not for real. Trying to contribute to empowerment where there are people who don't feel empowered. So the first things, contribute to democratization and democracy renewal, we try to do by inviting young, blazing people, idealists, full of energy, to come up with innovative ideas on how to make society democratic or more democratically functioning. And you will learn after lunch what this could entail, because then we will present some of our proposals in the handbook for innovative democracy. But the third thing we do, that is about empowerment. And last year we were invited graciously to the Athens Democracy Forum. And we were presenting things to your predecessors, and we were proud and happy to do that. But during the evenings, we took to the streets and met with the people of Athens and asked them to share their sentiments, their longings, their ideas about democracy. It was the foundation of what we now call the Open Chair Democracy Talks. And we have been running those Open Chair Democracy Talks ever since in 30 different places all over Europe, and actually also once in the US, in Charleston, in South Carolina. And this is a massive material of people's longings, so many words and phrases that we have been graciously shared, that they have graciously shared with us. So to do something different with this, we asked a playwright to write a play. So the conversation with strangers is directly inspired and based on this huge material, real voices of real people. And we choose to do this as a play to reach out to you and to others, to really come out with, well, testimonies of real world people. So this is not recipes on what to do. This is what people want. And this will not be a real play today. It will be a staged reading by the three youth fellows that you see here, Elena, Michele, and Larissa. But the dream and the vision for us is that this play manuscript and the film recording of it will be inspiring many young people in schools. Maybe if they see the play manuscript and the film, maybe they themselves will take to the streets, as we do, to give voice to people, to really empower people. So that is the final goal of this. And now what you see now is the map of Europe and a little bit of the US too. There you see the red chairs, which represents where we have been talking to people. And now I have the privilege, and you have also the privilege of letting these three lovely persons be the kind of, they are the speakers of the people. So, enjoy.
Hello, my name is Elena Vocale. I'm a law student with my head in the clouds and beyond. I was brought up in Turin, Italy, and I now live in Trento, Italy. I'm a youth fellow of the International Youth Think Tank.
Hello, my name is Larissa Möckel, and I'm a political science student. I'm a hobby photographer, a globetrotter, and as well a youth fellow of the International Youth Think Tank. I grew up in southern Germany, and I still study in this area at the Lake of Constance. In between, I spent some time living in Hamburg, Frankfurt, and Jerusalem.
Hello, my name is Michele Castrezzati. I was born in Italy, in Brescia, and I currently study in Trento. I am a youth fellow of the International Youth Think Tank and a very worried human being, especially for what is going on politically in my country.
The first thing I think of when democracy comes to mind is how messy it is these days, and how desperately in love I am with it. It is that kind of love you just cannot help but it grows on you. Yeah, my relationship with democracy is complicated. I constantly try my best to accept and love all the imperfections I see in it.
When I think about democracy, I think about my huge privilege of growing up and living in a not perfect but well-functioning democracy, enjoying all basic human rights. Reflecting my privileges makes me aware that I want to give something back to the democratic society in order to prevent it from democratic backsliding.
The first thing I think of when democracy comes to mind is that it's a privilege. I am extremely lucky to be able to be and say whatever I want. Through the Open Chair Democracy Talks, I get the chance to talk to so many fellow humans that live in those large parts of the world where the taken for granted values of freedom or equality are not granted at all.
We ask people in the streets what they think and feel regarding democracy. Conversations with complete strangers. That's the whole point of the Open Chair Democracy Talks. So here's what they said. I can be Maria.
Okay, I'm Eve.
I'm Carlo.
So, you know, when the two kids came up to me and asked me if I had a minute to answer some questions, I thought it was some kind of market research. And it felt quite awkward, honestly. You know, the moment of suspicion when a stranger in the street possibly wants something from you.
Oh yes, absolutely. But actually, where did they go? I don't have all day. But I'm also not really in a hurry.
You mean the people with the badges? I guess they were going to buy some soda to treat us with.
Well, to be honest, I don't feel comfortable receiving anything from them.
Oh, me neither.
Myself, I'm going to say exactly what I want to say, no matter what.
Well, you know, they've left this paper behind, so let's see. There's a question on it that goes, which are the 3 words that come to your mind when you hear the word democracy? Well, I don't know. Perhaps freedom, equality, and trust?
Well, I would say having a voice, having free elections and fairness. But at least that's only what I would like to think.
Democracy? It's only for the rich. It's entirely up to me how my life will turn out. I don't expect that society or the government is going to take care of me. I'm way better off on my own. Thank you.
My father, you know, would have probably said something like forgotten, broken, abandoned.
Yeah, well, but the longer I think about it, I have to admit that I also see some sense of choice, accountability, and participation. And especially in this time, also of peace and community in the European Union.
I like that, but I see illusion, lies, fake. It's all fake, and no one listens really. The real power is far, far away. From, as I see it, democracy is just a smokescreen to hide what the real players are up to.
Come on. For me, it's all about the right to decide together. There's more here, though, so there's a second question that goes, do you have power over your life choices?
Oh, well, tricky one. Quite philosophical. But I would say no. I'm limited by my gender and my sexuality. You know, I just feel like I'm a cog in the gear wheel of society, basically.
As I said, my life is in my hands. No one can really tell me what to do.
Well, I must say I feel independent, and I'm free to think, say, and do whatever I want.
Do I have the power over my life choices? I would still say no, but I also still refuse to be a victim.
No, definitely not. I am limited by my social class. However, I choose to live outside society, and that makes me independent.
Can we change?
You mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
All right. My name is Leila.
I'm Rosa.
And my name is Habib.
So let's see. Here there are some questions. One of them goes, do you have power over your life choices? Yeah, I guess even as a woman, but only because I left my home country of Iran.
I would say no, because we have no abortion rights where I come from, at least.
No, definitely not. I'm from Lebanon, and if you come from a migration background like me, you're not free. You have to follow your family's rules.
All right, another question then. Do you have power as a citizen? Again, I guess yes, at least every 4 years when there are elections, but there is a lack of meaningful way to participate in those elections.
I again would say no, because of my skin and because I belong to the working class since I don't have that much money.
No, power is in the hands of just a few people, and I'm not among those.
I don't agree with that, because my vote still counts. In groups, our voices are louder. I have a privileged position, at least I can protest, make my voice heard. Not in Iran, but here it is much easier.
No, actually, I feel very distant from political life. Well, maybe on a local scale, I might feel somehow empowered, but on a national scale, not really. Plus, the politicians we vote for, they never keep their promises.
All right, should we try another question? What would it take to make you more influential? Money, and possibly being a man, having more confidence in myself.
Yes, I would also say that it needs a physical place to come together and discuss politics. And of course, obviously, the end of racism and discrimination, and a stronger sense of unity and togetherness in our society.
Probably being rich, and then not caring about others around me. If I was economically independent, then democracy would not be of great interest for me.
Well, encouraging individuals to be informed and interested in political life, that would empower people, making them more influential.
And actually, more diverse parliaments and governments in terms of age and gender, that would definitely help too.
Yeah. And better education from an early age that encourages self-confidence and that teaches children how they can make a difference in society.
Anyway, I hope this interview can start soon. Where did the badge people go? Hello, my name is Michele Castrezzati, and I'm a human being, like you. From the future, I expect the challenge of pursuing my own dreams, while at the same time, trying to look at the world with new eyes, find new solutions, and think outside the box. I will listen to everybody, because that's what democracy is all about, openness.
My name is Larissa Möckel, and I'm a political science student. The main thing that I expect from the future is that it will be tough in terms of climate crisis. But thus, I want to contribute to its development in any way I can. And I hope that my academic knowledge and my own values will help me to find and enhance creative ideas and solutions in order to live in and as a democratic society.
My name is Elena Vocale, and I'm a law student with my head in the clouds and beyond. The main thing that I expect from democracy is for it to be, for the future, is for it to be full of surprises. And hopefully most of them will be good. Italian elections aside. I am a stubborn optimist, so I expect the future to be prosperous. I look forward to taking concrete steps to contribute to the well-being of our democracies. And for me, one way to do so is to continue to go in the streets with my friends at the International Youth Think Tank and talk to people, make them voice heard all over the world. But as I said, my head is in the clouds and beyond.